Ghosts, a noun, the outward invisible sign of an inward fear. Hello, my name is Dane Ditson, and the book I read this summer is called Dark Waters. It was written by Richard Dansky and is a part of the Tom Clancy series. The topic I'm covering in this video is the setting. The setting relates particularly well to the book because it shows off suspense, character development, and a strong relation to the title. In the opening parts of the book, the author built a lot of suspense by telling what type of environment that the soldiers have faced and are going into and the struggles that go along with it. In the first chapter of the book, the four-man ghost squad is engaged in a fight where there is very little cover and they are heavily outgunned. This shows how the ghosts can operate in tough situations, just like what they are trained to do. It also gives a lot of background information about the characters because it shows how, as a team, they can work together to achieve success, no matter how far the odds are not in their favor. During this battle, two of the four ghosts are shot and severely injured. This aspect of already cycling through characters within the first chapters of the book helps to build suspense in experiencing how the ghosts operate and the world they live in and the constant stress that goes along with it. Later on in the book, the author pits the newly reformed Ghost Squad in the dense Venezuelan jungles. Their task is to rescue 5 U.S. citizens being held hostage by a local militia group. 3 of the citizens are there on a government-sanctioned trip, trying to find new plants and other things in the jungle that could help cure diseases. The other 2 are archaeological people trying to find new artifacts that belong to the Venezuelan government. This shows how the ghosts have to operate in varying situations and how they have to navigate extreme terrain, dense jungles, bugs, animals, and most importantly, other human beings trying to kill them. The author builds suspense by having constant heavy gunfights and the ghosts being constantly patrolled and hunted for. In a war book, character development is very important, and one way an author can do this is by using the setting to show off the traits and abilities of the characters. Near the end of the book, the squad is involved in a battle to save one of their captured teammates. During this battle, the author shows off a weapon on a member of the squad named Midas that was deemed possibly unconventional and dangerous for the mission. The weapon Midas uses is a grenade launcher that helps free their captured teammate. He uses it to blow up a gas tank that the camp had on reserve, to create a diversion so his teammate can run out of the camp. This shows the importance of the setting and character development because even though the squad was in dense jungle and under heavy fire, each member of the team had a chance to showcase their abilities and traits. The author also uses flashbacks in the book to help evolve characters and focus on their specific skill set. An example of this would be when the author flashes back to a person named Weaver. Weaver is a sniper, and he was tasked on a mission to take out a Russian executive. In this mission, Weaver takes down the pilot of a plane that is landing on an airstrip to go to a meeting. This shows how each person's skill set is very different and comes from very different backgrounds. In most books, the title has a relation to the plot. In this book, it's exactly the same. But also, the title has a direct relation to the setting. The river that the ghosts have to travel up to is filled with the black water, hence the name Black Waters. It's a river that has a lot of fish in it, but is very dangerous at the same time. And a relation of the title to the plot would be when the Ghost Squad has to rescue one of their captured teammates. Once the captured teammate gets out of the base, he regroups with his team, and they hop in a boat going downriver at night. As they're leaving, the rebel militia hop in their own boat and chases them down, and eventually this ends up in having both of the boats being basically destroyed, and the ghosts having to hop in the cold and dangerous black water. They know that nighttime is feeding time for most carnivorous animals in the water. That could include piranhas, crocodiles, and other animals of the sorts. And the author makes a great emphasis of showing that the ghosts can handle through anything, and even with this dark water and this sort of barrier that they have to constantly push through, that the ghosts can make it out of bad situations, that the ghosts will find unconventional ways to do things, unconventional ways to find their way out of missions, to kill people, to do whatever they need to complete the mission. During this mission, the ghosts made both bad and good choices that are unconventional, put the team at risk, but they did it anyways, because they're ghosts, and ghosts can handle anything they're faced with. Also, black waters is usually something that isn't traveled, that isn't usually something that's went into. If you saw black water, what would you do? Would you gladly hop in it, or would you go away from it and say, that's not for me? I think in most cases, people would say, that's not for me, I'm not going in that black water. But in the Ghost's case, they have to, because they have to complete the mission, and that's what the setting provides for them. Overall, there's a lot of hidden symbolism in this book, such as Mia's grenade launcher that he uses to create a massive diversion, his sidearm shotgun that he uses in different parts of the book to help protect the team. Also, in the way that the team carries out the mission. These all also relate to the title, Dark Waters, because they all do things that are unconventional, unusual, and in the average situation wouldn't work out. But they're ghosts, and they adapt to any situation, and they use everything that they have at their disposal. Absolutely everything. Overall, the setting is important in any book, and hugely important in a war book. It is important in the fact that it helps with the variety of aspects in the book. In my book, the setting helped develop suspense, character development, and a relation to the title. In the end, a good setting makes for a good book and a fun experience for the reader. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time when we cover another book.